Hello everyone and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hi everybody.
We are back. We are back with part 17.
That's right. And do not adjust your sets.
Just
Let me
adjusting
fix-
the microphone.
Yes, we're adjusting the microphone.
Sorry for the noise.
Yeah, we're also untangling cables.
Yes, that is what we are up to.
Yes. It's been...
Yeah.
Yep. As we're trying to wrap up September, it's been a crazy time for everybody.
Yeah. Yep, for us, it's still mid-August, but yeah. Yep. We both had some family birthday celebrations.
Yep.
Before recording this.
That's true.
So we are hoping we'll make some more progress here.
Yep, that's the life goal. And it's a good goal to have.
Yes.
Make a lot of money and make closer to the next level.
Yeah.
Right,
Sore.
oh, okay, that's not
Yep. So,
good.
yep. At least some of the easier enemies aren't bothering.
That's true.
They're just kind of like, nah, no, not today.
Pretty much, yeah. It is nice, though, that the weaker enemies are not really a threat, and sometimes they run away rather than fight.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
Well, this guy wants to fight.
Yep, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, so... But I think we're getting there,
I know.
experience-wise.
I know, little by little, we're improving.
Yeah.
It's like moving a mountain. You have to do it by carrying small stones. Let's search this thing.
Okay.
Whoops. I was supposed to press take, not search. Alright.
Yeah, well, you know.
Admittedly, I hate the fact that the next armor upgrade is about 7,000 golds.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's a little pricey.
It is.
Like everything is now.
It is.
It's kind of ridiculous.
It is. I think it'll help us. And we're almost there.
It sucks that the more time that passes, the more relevant ABBA's song Money, Money, Money is becoming. Like, you would hope eventually that song would be a little less...
Out of date.
Right, or a little... Yeah, exactly, would be more out of date than it is, but it's just becoming more and more relevant.
Yes.
It's aging like fine wine.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song, so the
Right.
the fact
I
that
like the song, but I don't like the implications.
yeah, the fact that that's becoming more and more true, that it's becoming even more and more a rich man's world,
Right.
is very upsetting. Because it's like, it's an issue we should have done something about a
Yeah, we should
long,
have.
long time ago. But the problem is, the people who can make a difference are the rich men. Because that's the crazy way our country is set up.
Yes, and they're choosing not to.
Yep. And I don't think this is too political because it's
Yeah, it is.
it's a I think most people would agree it's an issue. Unless you're like a rich CEO that's listening to us, then maybe
Hi.
you... Hi! Sponsorship? No, I'm kidding. But,
Yeah, well,
yeah, unless you're up at the top, I think you can agree that it's an issue. Or if you're, like, close to the top, I suppose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Funny that the big slug thing ran away.
It's kind of a funny mental image, like thinking of the bigger, more ferocious enemies. They see like this little kid with a sword, and they like hightail it out of there.
Yeah, it's making little dog yelp noises.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. It is
Yeah.
hilarious to think about because I remember doing once, like playing for fun with Final Fantasy 1. And
Yeah.
seeing one of the ogres
Yeah.
disappear like that. I was like, whoa, this giant thing runs away from 4 tiny people who
Yeah.
are a high level.
Yeah,
It shakes your mindset in a way.
it does. Yeah,
Let's see. I think this is no. That's
it proves that the things we traditionally think of as mattering with strength actually aren't that important.
yeah.
Like somebody's size and appearance and like bulkiness. Like
Yeah.
that's not all that matters.
No, it does not really. Even the biggest burly types sometimes suffer from that. 'Cause,
And you have to know what to do with all that muscle.
yeah. Down there, climb the stairs.
And I think that's why, we've had themes like that in a lot of religious stories, like a lot of the Christian stories, and the Greek stories that probably inspired the Christian stories.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. I'm sure the Greek stories were inspired by something older that I'm just not aware of. I'm just saying there's a reason these themes keep being repeated.
Oh yeah. Almost like tropes, really.
yes, tropes. Big, strong guy gets defeated by scrawny but smart guy. It is definitely
Yes.
definitely a trope.
I just have to ask Goliath about David.
Right. Yep. Yep, that is the Christian one.
Yep. Must have been one heck of a slingshot.
But yeah.
Yeah. I forget the ancient Greek equivalent.
I honestly do as well, but I know it exists.
Yes. Same with the Roman equivalent, too.
Yes, it was probably borrowed from the Greek one.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of the Greeks borrowed some stuff from Egyptian.
Yep. I think you confirmed that to me a few days ago, maybe months ago now, but...
It felt like a few days ago. No, because I read about it was astrology. A lot of the Greco-Roman mythology was inspired. Not mythology, astrology. Yes, to the mythology too, but astrology. A lot of the ideas of how. And that opened my eyes too, because we always give the Greeks credit for that, like the paying attention to where the stars are, where the planets are, the planetary rotation, and how that affects behavior. Apparently, a lot of those ideas do have their origin in ancient Egypt. And it was just that the Greeks expanded on it. but a lot of the using the stars, the position of the stars to navigate as well. And I think it's just a case of a lot of the older civilizations had that innate ability, that sense. And so another reason I get so annoyed with people who approach history, especially ancient civilizations, as not being as smart as us.
That's a rookie mistake, in my opinion.
Yeah, because what I've learned about, like, not just evolution, but even, like, the human brain and how the human brain works, it's clear to me that, you know, we seem to assume that evolution just happens in a positive manner, and if it's not, we call it, you know, de-evolution. But the thing that you don't acknowledge with evolution often, or a lot of people don't, is you lose things that are deemed no longer necessary.
Right.
And I feel like some of those habits of, like, being able to pay attention to the position of the planets, I feel like a lot of people, unless they specifically study it, don't really have that natural ability, you know.
Yeah.
Some people might still have it, but I feel like stuff like that we kind of don't have anymore. And it is because, you know, the brain, for example, produces so many neurons that there's not enough room for all of them. And so over time, the brain does get rid of neurons. It does turn off neurons that it deems unnecessary. And it's not just, you know, when you're, like, elderly. It happens throughout life.
Yeah.
So that's why certain things are easier in childhood.
Yeah, I kind of feel that people are overstimulated when they're elderly, so
yeah,
that's part of the reason why the forgetfulness happens, I feel.
Yeah.
They do replenish. Nice.
And yeah, I think, well, as you get older, too, the brain is smaller, so you have less room for the neurons.
Yeah, that too.
Not significantly. I mean, we're talking about gradually a little bit. But that's why they say you need to keep your brain active, because if your brain, you know, decides something isn't useful, that, they're not using this, we're gonna get rid of it. That's why it's important to keep studying and keep learning things.
I think you do great with that.
Thank you. I try. I mean, that's why I still study Japanese. You know, whether or not I go back to Japan, I still want to get better at my Japanese and keep studying it. I don't want to forget it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I mean, I'm frustrated that I wish my brain had capacity to learn every single language.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but I know I've read you can only be fluent in like 4 or 5 languages at once or something. I don't know. And I'm like, no. I will not accept this.
I didn't think it would be that. I know some people like only talk about bilingual or trilingual, but
it might have been like absolute top capacity is like 4 or 5.
I see.
Although it did say at a time, so I guess they were trying to insinuate that your brain couldn't function in more languages than that fluently. But I don't think that means you can't have an advanced knowledge of more than that. So maybe maybe they were just being really strict with what they consider fluent.
Yeah, I see. That makes sense, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess technically if you take notes and you hold on to that stuff, you could pick it up again anyway. I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah. And I think it depends on the brain too. Some people are more skilled at other types of learning. I don't want to give up. I want to get better at things.
I don't want you to give up either.
I want to develop skills and be better.
I know you will. I think you will.
Thanks.
You're really good at this.
I
think better than me, honestly.
We all have things we're better or worse at.
That's true.
As much as I love video games, I'm not good at them. Maybe some of them, but then whenever... And you guys gotta stop this. I know gamers are competitive and whatever, but when I'm good at a game, do not tell me it's easy, please. Because let me have a victory, okay? Just let me have it, alright? So, yeah. I know the games I'm good at are the quote easy games, but it's better than even being bad at the easy games, so, But I cannot tell you how many people I've had that I tell that, like, yeah, I beat this game, I beat it, and then they're like, oh, well, that game's easy. It's like, stop that. I want to be happy about something. It's not very healthy. And I know this because I grew up with a parent who had very high expectations and did that kind of crap with everything.
Oh, yes.
Like, you would be like, oh wow, I made progress with this and I did very good. And he'd be like, oh, well, like, for example, like, what's a good example?
Was he like that? Were they like that with Sonic or Mario?
Well, he wasn't like that with me with a video game.
Oh.
But, yeah. I don't have to go in, because that's a little too personal anyway. But a friend, they were like that with, yeah, I guess with the Sonic Adventure games, like, yeah, I did it, I beat Sonic Adventure, or, I beat Sonic Adventure 2, and they're like, oh, well, that's an easy game. It's like,
and
okay.
I would differ, considering that's... I think you can adjust the difficulty on... So it's not really that easy, I don't think.
And also, I didn't 100% it, and I don't think the person was thinking that anyway, but there's that too. Some people use that to gatekeep as well whether you should celebrate a victory. It's like, well, you didn't do everything. And I did have one friend where, like, I finally beat a Pokemon game, and they're like, well, that's actually one of the easiest Pokemon games. And I'm like, well, okay. Okay, then. Yeah. And I know a lot of gamers do this because they're highly competitive. This is why I hesitate to call myself a gamer. I tend to be like, I like playing video games. I enjoy playing video games, but because of that attitude. And there are people that luckily I didn't know personally, but there have been some people in the gaming community that are very new people that are new to the game,
jerks,
and people who aren't skilled at the game, like me. I am in no way or form new to gaming, but I am not very skilled. I am basically that person who's number 5 on the top 10 worst players to have on your team. Yeah. I'm number 5, guys. Better watch out for number 5, the guy who will slow your team down because he's just not good at the game.
It kind of turns me off from playing games, to be honest.
Playing with other people, definitely. Because of that attitude, I very rarely tried to join video game clubs at school. Outside of school as well, because it's just not a very inviting attitude. And it's okay to be competitive. It's okay to have a healthy level of competitiveness. I just feel like gamers like this, they don't leave room for people who aren't competitive. The people who, like, just play to have fun and frankly don't want to worry about our skill level. We just, it's like, I enjoy gaming, I enjoy playing video games, you guys enjoy playing video games, why can't we play together and have fun without you, like, shouting at the fact that I suck?
Right.
I know. So that's a big reason I don't play the MMORPGs or the first-person battle royale shooters or whatever they're called. I don't play the Among Us or the Splatoons or the Fortnites or whatever else. Yeah. Because of that attitude. I very much felt that attitude from D&D as well, which makes no sense to me because it's like...
They don't really have a right to do that.
Because they don't want to explain rules to people that don't understand it, I guess. I don't know. I know, it's like... whatever, I like the more story-driven role-playing anyway than doing that roll for initiative stuff.
Yeah. I had to watch one of the painful episodes of that show involving a bang once in reruns, so...
Yeah, see, I have a family member who loves that show and does not understand how I find it offensive. Because they too are not part of the group that Big Bang Theory is poking fun at.
Yeah.
I'm name dropping the show, I don't care.
Okay.
I am not protecting that show. They've made millions. They don't need my protection.
Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like they're running on fumes with that franchise, because...
Isn't it over?
Well, yeah. Big Bang Theory is over.
Yeah.
Their prequel show, Young Sheldon, is running on fumes.
No offense to those of you watching who love the show, but my personal opinion with that show, I could be completely wrong. If you know better, let me know in the comments. I feel like it is written by a bunch of people who are not involved in any kind of remotely nerd culture.
I'd have to agree, for the most part.
Because they seem to make their characters be obsessed with all the nerd culture stuff. Like, all of it. And I'm like, I don't know, realistically...
2000 away.
Realistically, who do you know that's into all of the stuff that you could even remotely consider nerd culture?
Good question. I mean, yeah, I know people who like D&D and play chess, but I don't see them walking around dressed like the Flash or obsessing over what dude does in the sound waves, or even the whatever cut version of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Because I feel like the cultures that are considered quote-unquote nerd culture, you might have like one or two that you're a member of, or maybe 3 or 4 here and there, but they seem to cram everything in.
Yes.
And where they place the canned laughter, for example, just proves to me that they don't understand it. So it kind of, I'm gonna be honest here, I feel like it comes across as you're watching and you're gawking at these nerdy people, instead of it coming from a place of love, like, yeah, we're nerds, and aren't we, isn't this funny? It doesn't feel like it's joking from a place of you're part of the community and you love it and it's like well-meaning. And I could be wrong, it could all have been intended to be well-meaning, and maybe some of it was, but the jokes don't come across that way to me. It comes across as a show not by nerds. It feels like not by nerds, not for nerds, if that even makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It sadly does.
And also, a lot of the characters are just obnoxious to me. They're just, I don't like them. I don't consider them good people.
Yeah, that's a trait I've noticed in a lot of sitcoms.
And it's like you can make them human and flawed and still make them likable. And I mean, I didn't watch tons of episodes. I've seen maybe 3 episodes, but I never felt any kind of vibe of likable qualities in especially like the main characters. I feel like the writing of the female characters is a bit sexist as well.
Yeah, thinking about that is kind of painful, I hate to be honest, because
yeah.
Well, I kind of feel that they don't deserve to be written that badly or suffer, because...
Yeah.
Well, in the story, they have to put up with the same...
Yeah.
stuff, even if he's the center of their circle.
Right.
And the guys have their flaws too that make you say, hey, wait a minute, why are they doing that?
Yeah. And it just feels like mindless entertainment. Despite the fact that, based on who the characters are, it should be really smart and, like, groundbreaking, but it doesn't come across that way. I mean, I watched the episode, and the issue was just like, I'm going to do something selfish. And then by the second half, he's like, oh, wait, you know what? It's actually bad. I'm going to not do the selfish thing because I love you. And I'm like, how did he come to this? You know?
I'm not sure if you saw as far late as when he's about to get married. If it's who I think we're talking about.
No, but I don't imagine it gets better. But anyway, yeah, actually, we could go on forever about dunking this show because I have a family member who's obsessed with it. Connor has family who's obsessed with it.
At the time, it was the least bad of the sitcoms, but it's long over with. We can let loose a little.
Yes. So anyway, but we are actually over time by just a minute.
Yes, we are. So
we probably will stop
yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Sorry it's been taking us so long. We're literally just trying to get money.
Yeah, we're only 1,600 away from the upgrade that I'm trying to get because I think
certainly before we get back to it in November, we'll make sure we have enough money.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably even buy the armor off
ahead
camera,
of time.
so. Yeah. But yeah, you can look forward to the little bit of a break we'll have in October.
Right.
Hopefully you guys will like that game. I'm hoping we'll like it too, because we actually haven't
I hope
played
so too,
it yet.
because
So.
I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, this will be new for us. But anyway,
Yep, so gotta go up the stairs and talk to His Majesty the King.
So I guess we will stop here for now.
Yes.
And thank you guys so much for coming. We will see you next time.
Yep, take care everybody.
Bye.